All right, live morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Market Trading. I'm your host, Vays. Let me make sure everything is working, and it is. All right. No announcements. Let's go to the charts. So let's see where we are. This is the S&P 500. The Arun on a weekly scale is still telling us to stay with the bullish trend. It will stay this way as long as we are above the prior swing lows. The MACD has turned over, not great, and the RSI is not looking all that good. You can see the RSI is also potentially on verge of breaking the prior swing low. That would not be ideal. And on a price action, I don't like how this candle is starting, but we do have moving average support. We're losing the trend line. I'm not sure I can mess with this trend line much, but if we rally and close as a green candle, this would be the perfect hold of the trend line and moving average, and then all the S&P has to do is break the highs. Someone is asking, what is FOMC, Federal Operations Market Committee? That's when the Fed will tell us whether they're going to increase the rates or not. And we're pretty sure they're not. Now, September is historically a very bad month for the stock market. You can also see that September is an MRI top, but this MRI top is happening in consolidation. I think it'll just be a 1 to 4 month correction. I don't see us going lower than 4,200 if we even get that low. And then reverse to new all-time highs sometime next year. I am expecting new all-time highs in the stock market next year. Back to the week. Let's go to Bitcoin. Monthly chart, standard. We'll skip that. Let's skip this. Weekly chart. Now, yesterday was a bit of a roller coaster. We're rising again today. Let's look at the oscillators. The CMF is bearish. It is rising, but it's bearish. It's bearish. It's, there's hope. The MACD is not looking great. So the MACD is not ideal. Now, what about the RSI? The RSI held a trend line, which is very good. It lost this trend line, but it's holding the bigger trend line from the bottom. That is a positive sign. Now, the most important thing, price action on a weekly scale. The weekly chart has a horizontal channel, which I believe is bullish, but it won't be easy. I still think that we'll get rejected right here at the moving averages. There's going to be a bearish crossover here, and I think it's possible that we pull back from this area and come back and create a new low scare at the long-term moving average before eventually rising to new highs. Something like that. I still am concerned over the situation. However, I am back in a bullish 20% trade because what if I'm wrong? What if we continue going up? I don't like to FOMO in. So based on the moving average crossover in the 4-day chart, I am back to a small bullish position, because at these levels where we went into a very tiny bullish position, it should have gone to straight cash, but it fell on us too quickly. And again, I don't panic. I don't like to chase. And over here, it was looking bad, as I thought that we're going to go to 23,000, which we still can. But right now, the moving averages are looking healthier, so we can get back into a small bullish position. Vays.com, check it out. Products and services, on-demand videos. And also the MRI indicator. The financial summit is coming to the UAE just 6 weeks away. We're close, just 6 weeks away. And unconfiscatable, about 2.5 months away in December. Follow our YouTube channel as well. Had a great space yesterday with economics professor Peter St. Ange. You guys should definitely follow his channel as well. Let's take a look at the Financial Summit Twitter. The research team has not yet sent out its daily market announcements, so keep an eye on that. It's probably coming soon. This was our space from yesterday. The original one crashed, so it was only 3 minutes, but this one is the hour and a half. We were joined by Peter St. Ange and Joe Carlasari. Got a post out about China. Go ahead and check that out. And we posted a couple of things to look out for when it comes to TA. Yesterday on this channel, we saw what the airlines look like. Here's American Airlines. Found this chart to be super interesting, especially if you are a user of the MRI. And look how perfectly the MRI reversed the market the last 2 times it showed up. And let's see if it's different this time, or if we reverse the market just the same. The US financial stocks are in a nice ascending triangle. Bitcoin was super concerning between all of the daily moving averages, which we're going to go right now and take a look. And Uber, this is actually a monthly Uber chart, not a weekly chart. Screwed that up a bit. So Uber may be taking a break after a nice big run over the last year. And keep an eye on GoPro, nice cheap stock, currently hitting an MRI buy on that weekly scale. So let's go take a look. This is the daily Bitcoin chart. We do have a bullish indication with moving averages based on alphanumerics. Still have a red cloud though, like a red area. Never got a green diamond, but it looks like the daily MRI is going to create a bunch of problems for Bitcoin. It's going to daily MRI. I would love to see a daily MRI come in around $28,000. See this green volume spike? It's not going to be green on tone-based volume, I guarantee you. On tone-based volume, that is a red volume spike. We do need to release the tone-based volume as a publicly available indicator. I think the Financial Summit will do that sometime. I don't know, probably after the conference. We're gonna really get the Financial Summit brand going. It's gonna release a lot of indicators for free for people to use. Tone-based volume will be one of those indicators. And the tone-based volume was red on this big red volume spike. We are up today. The volume is a lot lower. and we still have the more critical moving averages right above us. So very likely we're going to be rejected here. It will be the perfect storm of rejection. We have multiple moving averages and an MRI, and perhaps even another reversal candle like a doji that's going to rear its ugly head on Thursday. Someone is asking, are miners going to go away after the halving? No, of course not. After the halving, the price of Bitcoin will probably go up a lot, and miners will be very profitable once again. Still keeping an eye on this box. If we do reverse, high probability we are going to go and make a new swing low, which will be the final low for the year. Short-term chart, trying to break the MRI resistance line. I believe that it will, but I think it'll struggle to break 28,000. Someone is asking, what is that bull indicator? I'm not sure what your question means. I think you mean this bullish. That is part of the alphanumerics indicator. And Matt, who built alphanumerics, was on this channel not that long ago. He's one of the attendees of the financial summit. He came there. He explained the indicator. It was great. I probably should turn that part off because I don't want to confuse people. Because for me, I mean, I was bullish earlier. I was bullish off of the green star based on the MRI. And now we're coming into the end of the bull run based on the MRI daily. But the MRI weekly is very strong. The MRI weekly is on a green star candle. The problem is the moving averages on a weekly scale is going to be trouble. GBTC discount is going down, but which is a little surprising because Bitcoin is rising today. But we're waiting for the real bull market to kick in which case the GBTC discount will probably start to evaporate. There goes natural gas. We were all expecting it. I really like the slow grind of natural gas. Let's go to a higher level scale. Here's the weekly chart. I've been drawing these green arrows left and right. I'm going to delete these green arrows. You guys know how bullish I am on natural gas. It's time to read. This is the third green star in this consolidation, but we finally broke out. Let me put it in a horizontal channel here. Beautiful horizontal channel. This textbook perfect. I want to touch maximum candles without breaking bodies. And here we go. A close outside this channel on a green star candle. We held the trend line. I can still mess with this trend line like that. Never close below the trend line. Looks beautiful. Europe, you are in trouble. I don't know where you're going to find your gas. I mean, Germany has a lot of trees. You can cut them all down. You can get your heat that way. We'll see. It's only 85 million people that have no access to cheap energy. It's not a big deal at all. You guys can just go live in tents and burn wood. Feel free to continue to shut down the rest of your nuclear reactors. I'm not even a fan of nuclear energy, by the way. I've made that argument on this channel many times. I'm not a fan of nuclear energy, but hey, you blew up your own pipeline because you didn't care for it. So there you go. You didn't actually blow up your own pipeline, but you signed, you verbally agreed for the United States to blow up your pipeline, and you're happy about it. So there you go. So good luck with that. Good luck when oil is over $100 and natural gas is over $4. Like the And the reason why, by the way, for those that don't know my position on nuclear energy, the reason why I'm anti-nuclear is because the incompetent stupidity that, like what Germany did with their pipeline, that same incompetent stupidity would be managing the nuclear power plants. So the next time Germany wants to prove a point and let America blow up their energy infrastructure, they will just say, yeah, sure, Joe Biden, come over. Why don't you just blow up our nuclear reactor? We don't have any problem with that. Just spread nuclear waste all over our country. We will be happy about it. That's the reason why I'm anti-nuclear, is because of the incompetent stupidity of governments and woke nuclear scientists that are going to be managing nuclear reactors. It's just gross incompetence at the highest levels. And when you mess up a gas pipeline, you can kind of just turn off the gas from the source. But when you screw up in a similar way on a nuclear reactor, it's not as easy to minimize the damage. So that is why I am very anti-nuclear, because of the gross incompetence and the woke culture of people running it. Yeah, like Japan building theirs right on the edge where it can get hit by a tsunami. Like in California, they'll probably build it like right on top of the San Andreas Fault. Like some guy is gonna be like, hey, where's the most dangerous place to build a nuclear reactor in California? Because it sits on right on the fault line between two plates. Let's build it right there, so that the next time there is a big earthquake, it's gonna split the reactor in half, and we're gonna generate all this economic activity based on the broken glass theory of economics, and we will generate higher GDP because we have to clean up a nuclear disaster. This is why I'm very anti-nuclear energy. All right. Someone is asking me to explain the differences between the TD sequential and the MRI. There are many differences. I don't know if I want to get into it on this channel, but there are differences. It's not the same indicator, guys. And I gotta be careful what I say. I don't want to get sued. So if you go and find the MRI on, if you go and look for the MRI on TradingView, you get a very long explanation. So one of the major differences is, you see right here where you have an MRI top, and then there's a second consecutive MRI top, and then there's a third consecutive MRI top. The TD sequential doesn't have that feature. It's just not there. In TD sequential, when you have a top, it stops counting. Like if the trend continues without resetting the count to the bearish side, it stops counting. In my experience of trading TD sequential, I found that there were incredible opportunities when multiple MRI tops in a row took place. Like here is a fifth consecutive MRI top that led to a 40% correction in this stock literally in 2 weeks. So it's a 40% drop in 2 weeks after the fifth consecutive top, because it builds up additional momentum. So it wiped out 3 MRI uptrends in a single candle. Okay. Now, that's one difference. And I can even tell you the exact asset and the exact time I realized it. The asset was S&P 500. It was a weekly S&P 500, might have been daily, shoot. It was a while ago. Oh, I'm trying to remember the dates. Not that long ago. It was, maybe it was the 07 pop. Might have been a 2008 pop. Let me, I want to check. I'm curious. Where are we here? 2002. Yeah, right there. Right there. It was, yeah, 2018. Sorry, it was the 2018 top. Right here. This is what did it for me, because I was already streaming on YouTube and stuff. And this helped me identify the 2018 top in the stock market, extension C. And extension C is similar to one of one of the countdowns. But this second consecutive top, followed by a doji candle on the daily, really helped me identify the 2018 top. And then here is the 2018 low. You can go back to these videos. I'm sure I was streaming at the time. So that's probably the biggest difference between the MRI and the sequential, TD sequential. Now, there are other differences. For example, let me go back. Well, this should be weekly chart. I'll tell you guys one more difference. There are several differences. One more difference is, let me see if I have an example here. Yeah, right here. Now, this would not be this would not be anything on the TD sequential. Now, the reason is because in order to get the TD sequential, you would need a close below 4 candles earlier. But you can see how this never closed 4 candles earlier. This particular candle is higher than 4 candles earlier, but it's the last candle in the movement. So for me, I don't need it to close 4 candles earlier. I need it to trade 4 candles earlier at any point during that candle in order to get the MRI reversal. And once again, this became very, very useful for my trading. This is Bitcoin. I think this is during the 2008 crash. Sorry, the COVID crash, 2020 crash. And it helped identify an MRI buy, like if you weren't looking at anything else. I also don't distinguish between a perfected and non-perfected. It's all the same to me. I haven't found any significant differences between having it perfected and non-perfected. And then I have a looser condition that not only does it need to be not perfected or perfected, but it also doesn't necessarily have to close on that final candle. It just needs to trade. So like there are differences. There are differences between the two. There's other subtle differences, but those are the two main. Those are probably the two biggest ones. Yeah, Chernobyl as well. I mean, Chernobyl was mostly human error. I'm not against nuclear energy being useful. I'm against the current human mentality managing nuclear reactors. I mean, look what happened in Russia, Ukraine. I mean, the Ukrainians were trying to blow up the nuclear power plant that Russia took over in order to create a nuclear disaster on Ukrainian soil again, in order to get NATO to enter the conflict. Like it's I just don't think humans are functioning at a brain level that allows them to maintain nuclear energy safely. That is why I'm against nuclear energy. Can you automate the MRI? It will be very, very challenging, but I am interested in doing so. I just have not had time to do so. So maybe next year I'll take a little break and focus on automating. Here's the box where the US government is selling oil, buying oil. They are mastering the art of sell low and buy high. They are purchasing oil in this box. And let's see how it works out for them. Oil numbers come out tomorrow night. Gold is just not interesting until it breaks to a new swing high above 2000. I don't like ketchup. I have no problem with mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is also made from meat products, and ketchup is made from vegetables. So obviously, I'm going to eat the meat products. I don't eat vegan mayonnaise. I need eggs in my mayonnaise. So see me eating a vegan mayonnaise. I'll eat regular mayonnaise. Ideally with non-seed oils, right? So I want mayonnaise with like avocado oil, like avocado oil mayonnaise, like avocado oil and eggs. Those should be the only two ingredients in my mayonnaise. Maybe some vinegar. S&P, I'm not happy with this S&P today. Maybe we'll reverse. It's 11 a.m. now. We missed the 10 a.m. reversal. Started falling at 10 a.m. Yeah, we were rising into 940, and then at 9 started to go down a little, 10 minutes earlier than I would have liked to trade my 10 a.m. reversal. We could be reversing now at 11 a.m. So let's see if the S&P will rally back up. I talked about the inverted yield curve the other day. I can probably close this chart. Mexican peso continues to be super strong. Let's look at the dollar. I'm still bullish on the dollar. I was very surprised to watch the dollar go so low. I think the British pound we pointed this out. It's a monthly MRI top on the British pound. Never got back to its historical trend line. 2 weeks there, the MRI got in the way. So you look at the MRI. The MRI tops the pound, almost misses it by a month, sorry. Back in 2014. Misses it by a month and a half here. but hits the trend line. And here we go again. You know, same moving average is here. That's the warning arrow. I think the pound is toast. I wouldn't be holding my savings in pounds. Dollars will be better. It's been this way for 2 months now. We called this. I called it on this channel right here off the MRI. I think we published this as well. It's interesting how the pound reversed. Reversal candle at a moving average. So in 2 months, the pound's down like 4%. It's not a lot, but it will be. If I back up, I'll go to the weekly chart. You have the MRI right there in October, when the pound almost hit parity with the US dollar. You'll get back there. And then the daily chart. Look at that. Beautiful MRI call on a daily scale. Right there. Extension C, followed by the MRI buy. Never looked back. How does the pound look today? Very weak. Very weak. Look at these moving averages. It's a complete disaster. The short term, I mean, they're not like lined up yet for the bearish side. They're not yet looking like this, but they will. Like, this is where the crossover happened, right? Right now, we're looking at what the current situation looks like. Might get a bit of a dead cat bounce, like this situation here. Just memorize this right here. The price is about to break the long term, but these have not yet crossed over. Now it consolidated for another month. Then the moving average is crossed over, and look what happened. The long term kept going down and down and down. Now we're back in the same area. Beautiful daily MRI top right there. You got to use them together, daily and the weekly. Look at that, and the monthly in this case. Daily goes up here, weekly top here, monthly top there. All aligned for you. The daily gave you an early warning. You knew it was going to come into a weekly MRI top. So the daily showed up over here at the top. Daily shows up at the top. Weekly still got you in there. And then the monthly got you in there as well. So the daily was right at the top, followed by the weekly, followed by the monthly. Pound is in trouble. Nice. Good trade. Opened the short on the pound at $1.30. Nice trade. Currencies are so leveraged. That's a great trade. Yeah. Daily MRI top right there, $1.31. Good trade. I don't know if you can hold a currency trade that long. They're super leveraged. Yeah. I don't see it stopping. I mean, it could go up, but the chances that the pound is going to go back above, 127 is very unlikely. All right, guys. I got nothing else. We're keeping an eye on a daily MRI top on Bitcoin later this week. And we're going to keep coming. The empire is no more. No other country in history has imposed economic sanctions on itself, Brexit. Yeah, but again, that's the stupidity of government. Brexit was supposed to lower your economic it's supposed to free up your country. Politicians did the opposite, in order to, because they didn't implement Brexit. So you got the worst of both worlds, which is hilarious. People are asking me to look at uranium. Oh, not on this chart. Yeah, we posted uranium the other day through the Financial Summit handle. Look at that. That is a fourth consecutive MRI on a daily. I don't know how to take this chart seriously because it doesn't really actively trade. So we go to the weekly scale. I think uranium's done. I should tweet this out. Weekly uranium, look at that. I think it's done. I think it's about to pull back. You have a daily MRI top at the high, fourth consecutive. Remember what I said earlier, you got to watch out. Third consecutive MRI tops could be nasty. 5 consecutive MRI tops could be even worse. Got to be careful there. And what about the monthly? Monthly has some room, but it's already pushing its bounds. The monthly uranium's coming up high as well. So I think uranium's going to take a break. Someone is asking for U.U. No idea what U.U is. Spot physical uranium, total return. Okay. Interesting. Looks similar. There it is. Weekly MRI top. Daily, not weekly MRI top. Monthly still has another month. Oh, the financial tweet is out. Let's go take a look. Perfect timing. Guys, follow the Financial Summit handle. I'm going to retweet this right now. What happened in the markets? U.S. federal debt hits record high, 33 trillion, expected to reach 50 trillion by 2030. They are wrong. It's going to be 50 trillion way before 20. We will discuss this when the fiscal numbers come out. It's going to be 50 trillion long before 2030. U.S. corporate defaults reached the highest level since 2009. Interesting. U.S. home builder sentiment at a 5-month low. Well, we knew that because of a tweet earlier about. Let me go back to. If you look at the home builders, I need to put more subsectors in here. Home builders weekly right there hit an MRI top at a double top. Probably will break out, but not until a significant correction to the downside. So we knew about the home builders. This was tweeted out in our TA section a few days ago. 2-year treasury yield closes at 5.05, a 17-year high. That's a pretty good 2-year rate. U.S. adds 600,000 barrels to Strategic Petroleum Reserve last week. Yep. We're keeping an eye on that as well. X transitioning to monthly subscription fees with 550 million users. Interesting. I'm not familiar with this company. Instacart. I'm kind of familiar with the company. Valued at 10 billion in IPO. I think it's a little high, but we'll find out. World news: Saudi Arabia reserves hit the lowest point since 2009. Interesting. Wow. Well, maybe they shouldn't be building a giant smart city. It doesn't make as much sense as they think it does. But all the power to them. It will be interesting. I'm just a little concerned over the, like have it be like Gattaca or something. Speaking of, did you guys see this? Speaking of surveillance, did you guys see this in Zero Hedge this morning? Apparently, your Wi-Fi router can basically identify with your with the waves. The 5 gigahertz wave that your Wi-Fi router releases can actually map out everything that's going on inside your house. This was experimental technology. They thought they could only do it at 10 gigahertz, but now they're able to do it at 5. This technology keeps improving. So now the government can basically know exactly what is happening in your house, kind of like a bat flying around, like with sonar. They can just do it by your router will tell them. Your router will spy on you and basically map out everything inside your room. Because your Wi-Fi works all throughout your house, like the walls will not stop it. Like you can't put your router in like a wall. If you're able to connect to the internet, you're sitting on your couch, then your router knows exactly where you are, and soon it'll know what you're wearing and what's in your pockets. It'll just map out everything through your router. It's completely insane. No, you can't cover it. Like if you can access your router, if your cell phone is connected to your router, like if the waves being emitted reaches you, it can identify you and it can map you out in a 3D image. You combine that with AI and everything Google knows that you've ever purchased, and they'll basically be able to watch you like through a camera just by your emitting the 5 gigahertz wave. It's crazy. Yeah, check it out. So yeah, 1984. I don't know why they put like the eye. This is what do you call this thing? I don't really watch Harry. I was about to say I don't really watch Harry Potter, but I think this is Lord of the Rings. I don't really watch either. I almost said I don't watch Harry Potter. that would have pissed off people. But I think this is from Lord of the Rings. But yeah, they should have just put the 1984 image here. Hold on. I'm looking for a meme. Where was it? Yeah, this. This is hilarious. Well, one of my favorite memes. Now, I've only been a fan of these three, one of these four, sorry. But yeah, I was a big fan of Star Wars. I never really got into the others. I thought Lord of the Rings Part 1 was good, and then I fell asleep during Part 2 in the middle of Part 2 because it was so long and boring, and I never went back and watched anything else from Lord of the Rings. But yeah, I thought this was hilarious. This cracked me up. Let's get back to the tweet. Country Garden approved to extend another onshore bond. I'm not sure what that's about. I'd have to Google that. Japanese yen nears pre Bank of Japan intervention levels from last year. Yeah, the Japanese yen. Let's go take a look at that. Never understood why the dollar yen pair mattered, but it doesn't matter. Oh, that's a good breakout. That's a big breakout. It's coming up on another MRI top, just like the last one. But you see, there's a huge difference. Now you're at a double. Now you're at a double top. Now you're breaking the MRI resistance line. Now you're a lot closer in moving averages. So this is going to be the mother of all cups and handles, where we'll probably get a weekly MRI top. We're going to pull back. We're going to catch up to the long-term moving average some more. And then there's going to be a massive devaluation and breakout of the Japanese yen. Well, of the dollar versus Japanese yen. Yeah, it's prime, but it could still take another year. Like, this is why I'm so bullish on the dollar. You know? Oh, I want to go back to Japan when it's like breaking 160. It'd be nice, cheap, nice and cheap Wagyu beef. Bitcoin rebounds back to 27. That's nice this morning. Bitcoin hash rate reaches an all-time high. That's great. So what is going on with the halving? When is Bitcoin halving? By the way, there's a solar eclipse coming through Panama, October 14th. I'll be here. Wait, Bitcoin halving clock. Let's see. I still think it will be in March. Still scheduled for late April. I think it might be in March. I think so much hash rate is about to come online. It's great to see hash rate at an all-time high. Bitcoin addresses, activity at year-to-date peaks. That's good. Citigroup launches deposit city token services for institutions. Not sure what that is. I'd have to look that up. U.S. judge denies SEC request to inspect Binance US. Oh, shit. How is the Binance unlicensed security doing? SEC is just grossly incompetent. It's incredible how incompetent the SEC is. Wow, it's not really helping the Binance token. Oh, this looks bad. Look at this weekly candle. It's just getting started. You're gonna get a red star soon. Daily 1 to 4 candle correction hits a moving average. Not good. Not good. Monthly gives you an MRI buy, but bye Binance. It was nice knowing you. You got your final chance at support. This is it. If Binance doesn't rally to a new all-time high versus Bitcoin, its ultimate path is towards zero. This could be it. Even this news doesn't rally yet. That's not good. FTX estate files a lawsuit against Sam Bankman-Fried's parents. Interesting. Blockchain Capital. Oh, I haven't heard that in a while. Raises 580 million crypto fund. Holy shit. How do they all still have this much money? Wow, incredible. Malta revises crypto regulation. Yeah, but in which direction? Up or down? Okay. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. And I will see you all on the next one. Bitcoin still going strong. Look at that. I am expecting it to break out here. I am expecting that. 4-hour chart, We've already broken yesterday's swing highs. That's good. We're now on a green star candle. That's good. And we just got to break the 4-hour MRI resistance line. I don't like the CMF on the daily. I don't like it at all. And I think the top's near. All right, thanks, guys.